Hey guys, it's me, Mike Taylor. We've got next session is we're gonna do a little session on how to get stairs into our drawings. So probably a little bit more complicated piece of work to do inside of Revit. So first thing we got to do is carve a little hole into our floor, and then we'll keep it simple. But we're gonna do a little stair tutorial here. So I just want us to get familiar with the tool, how it works, and then get a little test stair into our drawing. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got where we left off was getting our kind of some of these components into our drawings, right? So we've got a kind of location for where the stair might go. It's going to hang out right here. So if we go to our reference drawings, there's our stair. You guys, provided you've used the architectural template from Blackboard to start, you should have this stair family inside of your Revit project. So first things first, we got to cut a hole. So the easiest way to do that is to find our floor, and then we're going to cut a hole in the profile. So for me, I just want to create a hole where our stair is going to go roughly, and then we can kind of adjust it once the stair is kind of in action here. So let's go ahead and let's find our floor. Fastest way to do that is select, so hold your mouse button, left mouse button, and do a little crosshair select backwards up and to the left, filter, check none, go to floors, click floors on, and now I've got my floor selected. Go to edit boundary, and now what I need to do is create a hole. So if you remember our split command from the last video, or I should say 2 videos ago, we can actually split this element. So this little line here, hit split, and now I'm going to find my walls here. Let's do pick line. So I'm going to pick line, and then I'm going to draw a little kind of line across this way. You can keep it simple for now. And now I can use my little trim. I'm going to trim, trim, trim. Remember, we're trimming the pieces that we want to keep. So remember that this kind of profile needs to be continuous. So we can't have any gaps in it. We can't have any overlaps. But when we actually go to draw our opening, the opening is going to kind of sit here. And if I hit little check mark here, we will see it's a can't keep wall floor joint. Okay, unjoin elements. I have a feeling I know what's going to happen there, and that's okay. Probably going to need to, if I go to my next page here, whoops, I guess up. Need to have those walls come down to grade or create some new walls here. So that's okay for now. Let's jump to 3D here and see what that looks like. Where is my hole? There it is. Hard to see, but there it is. So you could see if I, little hole in the floor. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my section box tool here. I'm going to just do a little cutaway for us of what we're drawing in 3D of our little stair. So I'm just kind of crafting a little view here for us so we can see nice and close what we are trying to get at here. So this is a little section box. We've cut through roughly where our stair is going to go. Looking good. And now, why don't we start with our stair? So the stair has quite a few components in it. I did cover this in the virtual class, but if you do have questions, which you will, please ask them, and I'll do my best to answer. Stairs are still confusing. So I've done this for 10 years, and I still think that stairs are one of the more complicated tools inside of Revit. If we go to the architecture tab, you will see railing, ramp, and stair. So the stair tool is what we're after right now. Stairs are essentially made up of, well, for lack of a better word, they're made up of the stair itself, the riser and tread. They're made up of a kind of support on the either side, and they're made up of a guard, and they're made up of a railing. So we can have all 4 things kind of happening or not happening. You might have a stair where you don't want to show a support, but Revit still sees it as a kind of one of the elements as part of the stair family itself. For us, we're going to keep the support, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's jump into the actual stair tool here so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. I'm going to close some of these other views. And do I need the basement? Probably. Yeah, it's okay. So click open the stair command. And now I'm inside the stair command. So this is one of these ones where it can get pretty, confusing. I found to be, you're now inside the stair command. Well, what do you mean? And for us, if we jump back to the main floor here, the stair is essentially going to be drawn from, well, where's it going to be drawn from? We probably want to draw it to go from the basement up to the main level. So stairs are drawn in my memory and in my brain. They're always going from your base level up to the next level. So in this case, we're going to set this to basement and we're going to go up to the main floor. So in AutoCAD, in previous iterations of, when I would draw this by hand when I was in school, you have to calculate the total height of the stair, right? And then break down what are my riser heights and then what are my tread depths, right? And all these things are part and parcel of how we make a, nice little stair. So Revit does all this math for you. So if we come over here, we'll see a couple different things that we can set. So desired number of risers, 16. But more than that, we've got the desired stair height is 2,600. So that means from the basement up to the main floor, that level needs to be 2,600. If you haven't set your level yet, you'll need to do that. Make sure you've got your basement level set at negative 2,600 and your main floor at 0. Okay. Desired number of risers. So that's how many risers, how many steps up do we have? 16 is probably the right amount for us. The actual riser height is 162 here. So there's a minimum and a maximum based on OBC, the Ontario Building Code 2024. Part 9 is residential construction. So we should probably stick to those. As a quick check, I believe it's 200 by 255. But just give me 1 second here. 200, 255, something like this. So typically what I do is, if you want to check, be crystal clear about what the OBC hosts, make sure you check your codes, your local codes, wherever you are. If you're using an NBC, if you're using an OBC, I'm going to real quick here, look up OBC Part 9 stairs, stair riser, and let's do it. So between 125 millimeters and 200. So that's a pretty steep stair, if I'm being honest. So 200 millimeters high. It's pretty high. Right now we've got 162 is the actual riser height, which is fine. 150 is very kind of comfortable. 180 is typically what you have on a Part 3 construction. And then here we've got 200. So pretty tight. 200. And then let's see if we got the total run. What do we got? This is the magic stair riser, stair run. Let's see, we got the tread, I should say. So what I say, 200 by 255. So 200 by 255. It's a pretty steep stair, if I'm being honest, but that's okay. So 250, 255. Let's do 255 in here. And what did I just say? 255 is the minimum. So you can see here, Revit out of the box says 250. Your stair is not to code. So be very careful with how we organize this. So actual tread depth is 255. Actual riser height 162 in here. We could actually modify some of these things in the type family. There's no preview for the stair, unfortunately. But maximum riser height, what did I just say, was going to be... maximum riser height. I don't really care about the max. I want the minimum. So minimum needs to be 255, right? And then the actual minimum run width, we'll leave this as 1,000. The official, I think, is something like 800, but we're not going that thin. So there's a lot of settings inside of this that we need to be mindful of when we're building our stair. For us, you could use these parameters for now, and I think that this is just going to help us out. Maximum riser height, this can be 200. Yeah, goofs. So That looks good. Run type. Don't touch any of this for now. In future iterations, we could totally mess with some of these, but these are literally every single piece of the steps. If I kind of hover over here, is it going to give me a little tooltip? Maybe it will. Built-in parameter. Give me more. Give me more. It's not going to. So this is essentially like a little zone of influence of what the actual step is going to look like. We're going to simplify it, leave it as it is. That's cool. Here we've got supports. So the supports are, these are called stringers in this case. On the either side of the stair tread, we're going to have something to support that stair tread. And this is a structural element. So we have support. You can change them. You can mix and match them. Maybe you want your stringer in the middle. We got middle support here. We could turn the other ones off. It's all good. For us, leave it how it is. I would just want us to get familiar with it. So the really big pieces here, make sure you got that 255 set because otherwise it's not going to work. So 255. And now I'm still inside the stair tool. And here what we're going to do is a couple things. You could either draw your stair using the location line as the center. So you could draw it from the center of the stair. I find this probably the most difficult. I like to draw from the supports. And remember, we're going from the ground up. So we're going from the ground up. And so I truthfully like to use exterior support left. So this is all the way from the edge of our stringer. And if I click that, that's where we're drawing from. I'm going to keep the offset as 0, and I'm going to use the actual run width as 1,000. So that's fine for now. The run width will be 1,000. And then, what do we got? What else do we got? We've got over here, you can see run, landing, and support. So for us, just stick to run for now. We're going to have this little checked automatic landing on here. We're going to do a little return stair. So the stair is actually going to be a little U. So right, it's going to go, this is the basement. So we're going to draw from the basement and go up the stair. And what else do we have? We're going to leave the railings as is as part of, if I jump into my edit type here, I should have, I don't have the railing. So the railing is going to be default. So we'll just do default on the treads. Let's get cancel for now. We're not going to mess around with any of these other drawing stair commands, but we are going to use straight. So I'm going to come down here and hover. I'm going to find a smart starting point here. And if I click my starting point, remember we're using the left support here. And it's going to drag down, and you can see how handy, how smart Revit is, right? So we've got, in this case, I've got 13 risers. I actually think I'd like more risers. I think I've got 16. If I do that, automatically updates all the math. And now you'll see as I draw, it's hard to see with unfortunately our dimension is in the way, but it says 8 risers created, 8 remaining. So as I draw this out, I can see, I've got, I've done, 11 risers, 5 remaining, so on and so forth. So if I click once, I've now got one leg of my stair. So now I'm going to have, because my automatic landing is being generated from Revit, I'm going to do that. And then now I'm going to come up the rest of my stair from the basement up to the main floor here. If I come over here, it's going to lock in and come all the way up. That's the stair. So if I go to 3D here, let's just check out our section. Ta-da! Look at that. Nice and clean. Really, really simple to use. It can get very complicated. So if you use straight out of the box, no problem. But you'll see that there's lots of stuff that we can change, modify, hang out with. We've got here, this is the stringer. These are the edge supports. So these are the supports that I was talking about, the stringers. And in between them, we have our tread and our riser that are being supported by those stringers. Over here, we have our automatically created landing. And yeah, what we don't have yet is the railing itself. There is a nifty command here. If you've got it on the wrong side, you can flip it. I think that's pretty fun. Flip, 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 like the can. All good that way. So that's the stair, but we're not done yet. So you might be wondering, well, what does he mean? There's clearly a stair here. Well, we're missing railings, or guards, as they're known. And what we can do now is, if we hit the railing command, we can set it. We can choose which railing type we'd like, and we can change the position. So if I hit OK, we're just choosing it. It actually hasn't generated yet. I have to hit check mark, and then it will complete the model. And look at that. So now we've got this wonderful little stair that's been generated for us. And one thing's missing, but we are in pretty good shape. We've got a code-driven stair with all of the information that we might need for, elevations coming from the main floor and the basement. We've got information about the number of risers, number of treads, what the material is. We've got, lots of information here. One thing that's missing, this little edge here, someone can just fall right off of here, right? So being mindful of how guards work in stairs is also part of our job. And if I come up, to the next, I guess it's down this way. Down this way, you'll see I've created a little guard here. There's a little guard here, making sure people can't just fall down into the well here. So, should also check our head height, but I think we're okay. So what do I need to do? So we're now outside of the stair command, but what I need to do is, in fact, I think I can do it this way. Let's edit the path. So this is how the guard is kind of being generated, is that there is a literal path of what this looks like. So see how this is where it starts to get complicated. Where do I want that path, right? So essentially, I want that path to be from here across. And if I hit check mark, let's see what we get. Wrong. Thanks, Revit. Thanks for nothing. So completely wrong. How do I get it to show that path up top here? So I wonder if it'll let me do it this way. Let's see. I see. So let's see if is it going to let me. I'm going to get out of this real quick. Yeah, I'm going to discard this real quick. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do a slightly different way. Let's do it this way. Let's see if we can get it from the other edge. So it should actually be from here. Let's see if this works. Cancel. Aha! Look at that. So you can see how clever Revit is that it knows that that starting point is at the basement and that top one is at the top of the stairs. It's a little bit tricky to kind of get this correct. We're not going to cover that in this course, but yeah, this is essentially how you build a little stair. And if I jump back to the main floor, we've got the stair is now inside of that opening in the floor. If we check it, we've got a little 3D in here, and it's showing everything that we need for the stair itself. Nice little stairway. One thing that you might want to do is, given that we've got some sections in here, we can actually move this section command, this section family over here. Cut through the stair. I can't remember exactly where I've got it in the drawings. Yeah, it looks about right. And now, if we go to the section, I'm going to right-click and hit my go to view here. We'll see that we've got a nice little section cut through the stair. Wood, all that fun stuff. One thing that we can do is you can see I'm looking all the way to the front door here. What I'd like to do is actually modify that slightly and pull this back so we don't see quite that far. And now in section 1, just clean up that section just a touch. And yeah, that's how we generate a nice little stair. So stairs in. You can see here we've got a nice little sketch that says what's down, what's up. So in this case, we could just modify this and move this down up here. Hopefully it looks something like this. And that all being said, thank you so much for tuning in. And what we'll do now is in the next session, what's next? I guess we need to start getting stuff on a sheets, right? So we've got most of our kind of modeling is done here. We got walls, we got windows, we got doors, we got stairs, we got roofs. Lots of this stuff has been modeled. It might be a good time to get these drawings onto some sheets, and hopefully that's going to come up shortly in the next video here. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you.